Welcome to the Savvy Giving Gal podcast. I'm your host, Melissa Torelli-Smith, and I couldn't be more excited to have two community changemakers on the podcast today, Claudia Castillo and Alison Negrin. These are two of the women behind the amazing nonprofit Culinary Angels. Culinary Angels provides free, organic, nutrient-rich food to cancer patients and their caregivers. I hope you enjoy this heartfelt conversation. Claudia and Alison, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
for
Melissa.
having us.
Oh, I love having you here. So I did give a brief introduction, but could you describe your organization and the population that you serve?
Do you want to talk about it? You want me to talk about it?
Go for it, Claudia.
All right.
So we serve cancer patients or anyone who is going through a cancer challenge and their caretaker with nutritious meals that are delivered free of charge to their home once a week.
Mm-hmm. Oh, once a week?
Yes.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have these bundles of meals and bone broth and healthy treat. And like you said, it's all mindfully put together to support them through this challenge.
Mm-hmm. So Claudia, you oversee kitchen operations. Can you walk us through a typical day of meal prep and what that looks like?
Yeah. So essentially, we're 3 different days in the kitchen doing different things. So I can tell you briefly what happens Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So Monday is a day in which we wash all the vegetables and we prep everything for the Tuesday main cook day. Also on Mondays, we make the soup. And right now we're shifting our strategy a little bit. We're moving some things around, but essentially Tuesday for the entire day, we cook 2 entrees, 1 vegetarian and 1 meat protein. And we cook side dishes and we start the plating process. And then on Wednesday, now we're making the bone broth and we're making a healthy treat. And we finalize all the plating on the meal trays. We seal, we label, we bag, and then we deliver.
Oh my God, that's so fantastic. That's so fantastic. So, I know because I've been in the nonprofit space for a long time, to cook organic is very expensive. Can you speak to how on a nonprofit budget you stay true to that organic, level of food that you prepare and serve to the cancer patients?
Yeah, wow, that's a great question. Well, first of all, I have to say that I feel very blessed that we live where we live and we have access to organic, local, seasonal ingredients. So we partner with 3 community farms, and their standards of growing vegetables is very similar to our standards of providing meals that are organic and obviously local and seasonal. Excuse me. And so they provide some of the vegetables that we use. We also partner with the farmers markets in Pleasanton and Livermore. And we're there every other week. We use one or the other. And so we have a team that goes out there and spreads the word out of what we're doing. And we have bags and certain vendors that provide organic ingredients, and we have a list of what we're going to be needing for the next week, so the patrons can purchase from the farmers and put in our bags. And sometimes the farmers, they're such heroes. They, at the end of the day, they can also donate if we haven't fulfilled our needs. And it's so wonderful to see their love for supporting us. And also, I think it goes both ways. We really want to be able to support them, attracting more patrons to their booth to purchase for us. And so it's a win-win.
Yeah, what a beautiful cyclical relationship that you have with them. And I'm sure they love to see the outcome also of the things they grow and have, supporting these women going through such a hard time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
women and men and even children.
Okay.
It's anybody who is going through a cancer challenge.
Okay. Well, thank you for clarifying that too, because I think it is important sometimes especially on a podcast like this, we think it's just women, but really the cancer community is big and sadly doesn't just affect women, it affects men and children. Sadly in general for all. But, I am a big fan of health and wellness. It's a huge part of my life. And I really do believe that food is medicine. And I say this all of the time. So how do you come up with these recipes to make sure that each ingredient is serving like medicine?
Well, this has been a long time coming. I have been with the organization since 2019. And up until that point, I felt more and more inclined to, aside from my training as a nutrition educator and diet consultant, just really understanding the connection between what we put in our bodies and how we feel. And so really partnering with everyone in the organization. Right now we have an incredible dietitian who also very aligned with our mission and our vision, and coming together to make sure that the ingredients that we use fall in within the standards of quality and integrity, and sometimes we have to make a decision like we would have to sit with, these farmers, they're not certified organic, but they grow organically, and and they sell a little bit below the rate of organic ingredients, but we want to support them as well. They're doing incredible work. So we look at all those things and make decisions also based on seasonality and that the foods are local as well. So it's organic, seasonal, local, also whole foods, unrefined foods. There's an acronym that at Bowman College where both of us studied. It's so true to the core of our choosing ingredients is soul foods, SOUL, seasonal, organic, unrefined, and local. And that's such a great standard that anybody can take home and go like, okay, so these are going to be the foods that are going to best fortify my health and well-being. I don't know if that answered your question.
Yes, no, that was actually a beautiful answer, and actually like warms my heart, because we should all live like that and want to put that kind of nutrients in our bodies. And then it kind of makes my heart sing a little bit thinking you're doing that for the most vulnerable, and the people in a community who are getting treatment, who need to nourish their bodies the most and maybe don't have the time to be preparing meals like that, but you do. And so I love that so much. And
I'd like to add something to that.
I would love that.
So, we serve, our recipients have all different types of cancers, and we can't provide the exact formula for each type of cancer. But I think there are some attributes that go across the board that our recipes with, Claudia and our dietitian, Cito, make sure that they are helping with inflammation, have fiber and good protein, whether it be meat or vegetable, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, that's a great...
Antioxidants.
Oh, right. And also that they provide immune support, that they're heart healthy.
Yes.
So these are ingredients that have been put together in a way that together they create this configuration of elements that are extremely immune enhancing. They're easier to digest across the board. Cancer patients going through a cancer treatment, they experience a lot of digestive imbalances. So we also take that into consideration. And flavor, so low salt, and we try to bring in herbs and spices at a certain level to bring some broad spectrum of flavoring that also stimulates appetite. So we take into consideration all of those things, and also not only for the cancer patient but the caretaker. Because caretakers are also taking a lot of stress from the life circumstance. So they also need support for their immunity. They need support in digestibility of foods and anti-inflammatory ingredients and antioxidants. All those things are applicable to everyone receiving these meals.
You know, I really appreciate the fact that you brought up the caregiver, because I went through a breast cancer journey with my mom and was her caregiver for a short time. And you really are very focused on the patient, you know, and taking care of them, and then having to make meals and deal with that on top of it for your organization to take that out of the hand of the caregiver. And also knowing that you're providing healthy, balanced, nutrient-rich food for both is just, I love that. And was that always part of the mission, the caregiver?
Yeah.
Yeah.
From the very beginning. Lisa McNanny, our wonderful founder, and she was our ED for a while, for the first years. And so that was her mission, was to support both. Her being, she has an incredible story of cancer survival, and unfortunately, some family members did not make it, but she's such a force of nature, and she takes such a stand for nutrition being such a core part of any cancer challenge, and also for the caretaker who is being challenged as well.
Yeah. There's a lot of stress that comes along with being the patient and the caregiver. And, you know, stress impacts immunity and health. And so if you can kind of combat that with what you're putting into your body, what a gift that is to someone going through that. So Alison, you are the Nutritional Empowerment chairperson, correct? Can you explain what that is and what role you play in the organization?
Yes. So I chair a committee that Claudia and our dietitian Cito, we sit together on this committee, and we all feel that for the recipients to understand the power of nutrition is extremely important, so that, you know, as they move through their journey and after, when they leave, that they maybe will make some changes in their diets. Not necessarily that they didn't have a good diet before, but we do know that some cancers are caused by poor diet. And so this is a form of education for them, an opportunity to learn about the power of nutrition. We provide opportunities for them to learn on our website. We have a whole series. It's under the Nutrition and Wellness tab that we provide information about, not only about the ingredients, but how, you know, different modalities, for example, how to meditation, yoga, to be more, you know, not in a fight or flight mode when you're eating. And also we give places where they can shop for themselves, you know, for the farmers markets, the dates they're open. And we also provide recipes for probiotics, which we think is important for their gut. So there's many opportunities for them to learn, and we're constantly searching for new ways to reach them. I think that, would you say that was, yeah.
Yeah. No, that's beautiful, and it really expresses what we are working on. And also we're always growing. We're intentionally wanting to explore more ways in which we can provide support for them. So starting next week, we're going to begin offering 2 meals instead of 1 meal.
Oh,
so that's super exciting.
Okay, that's a very exciting milestone for you guys.
And as part of our 10-year anniversary, which is 2026, we just want to be able to support them more, feed more meals, and give them the opportunity to take even a a more meaningful break from their challenge by, giving them more food. And also we want to be able to show them what they can do with those meals. What we realize is that people don't know what they don't know. I don't know what I don't know. But if I have somebody telling me, hey, I'm giving you this soup or this bone broth, and these are the things that you can do with it, you can eat it like that. But excuse me, maybe you can, if you have this particular challenge in your palate, the metallic taste is very common for cancer patients. These are the things that you can do. And some of that information is already on our website, but we're going to start including in our meal deliveries, nutrition bites, and also some ideas on what they can do to make their meals more palatable, more exciting, or maybe even how they can combine certain things. So make the opportunity of consuming a meal more exciting rather than, I have to eat.
Yes.
Because we also understand that for somebody going through cancer, appetite is one of the biggest challenges, but they need the calories to be able to stay strong. And they also need the quality in those calories. So we're providing that. And we also want to be able to give them the nutrition education that will help them feel empowered that, wow, I can take this and I can make this my own, tailored to my own need right now. And even like within cancer challenges, what we have found is that people go through cycles. Sometimes they have no appetite. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they have this particular inclination to a certain taste or ingredient, and sometimes it's like I cannot even tolerate it. So being able to have resources for them to meet them where they're at, and that they feel that there's this community that really cares for their health and well-being, but also the quality of life that they can have through that that challenge in their life.
Yeah. I love too what you're saying also of them, when someone is going through cancer, they don't have a lot of control. They may feel like they don't have a lot of control, but what they do have control over is what they put in their body. And if you are helping educate them and give them the tools and resources to put the best food as medicine into their body, that's the little bit of control they have in their healing journey. And I love that because many people don't know how to fuel their body nutritionally and don't know where to go to get that information. So you guys are providing not only the meals, but a place that they can go to learn and grow and outside of their cancer journey when they're healed. God willing.
Additionally, I would like to say that our founder, our hero, Lisa McNaney, started this whole Culinary Angels. She saw it. She used to say it's a hug because she knew one meal a week isn't going to change much, but it gives them a hug. And so now we are trying to increase the number of meals. We're going to go up to 5 meals by next year. So, and with Nutrition, our committee, we want to try to measure the outcome by asking the questions in the beginning. Are you aware of the connection between nutrition and cancer? And then measure that knowledge and then ask them later on. So that we're kind of leading them to an understanding of the power of nutrition in a way that we haven't been able to before, because one meal a week, is a hug. It's a wonderful hug, but it can't really change a person's habits, nor can it really impact their health. So
Alison is a board member. I want to mention that. And I love the fact that you want to measure those matrices, throughout so that you can do better, be better, grow. And I think there's so much love in one meal. I really believe that. I don't want to minimize the one meal. I really don't, because I just think that small acts of kindness like that are what we need in this world. But the fact that you're going to 5 meals, I'm so jazzed right now. Like, I think that is so great. And I'm sure that is a board decision. Maybe you can speak to that, like the boards.
we have a wonderful new executive director, Mansour Saki, and he really felt that for us to have an impact, we need to grow. And so the board, we're gung ho.
Okay.
We want to grow too.
Yeah, I love
so we're just trying to figure out the best way to do that, and we're incrementally growing and working together with our chef and all the volunteers. We should mention, mostly volunteers in this organization are on board, and it's a big change for all of them. But luckily, they agree. That in this mission.
Yeah. So I want to speak to your 10-year anniversary, because along with growth, you need funds for growth. And not only are you celebrating 10 years, which is huge, most smaller nonprofits to medium-sized nonprofits don't last that long. Like, that's a real big milestone. But could you also talk about what you're doing to celebrate and raise money so that you can bring these 5 meals a week to the people that you serve?
Well, a lot of our funding is we write grants, and we also get funding from large organizations. But I think also we believe that when we can show the outcome, that we'll be able to be in a better place to ask for grants. And we have some wonderful donors, and the gala is really to celebrate them and increase awareness so that we can get, more donors.
Right.
So I can't think of anything else.
So we have been, that's wonderful. And we have been incredibly blessed by Rotary clubs, for instance, in the area. They give us grants. And I recently went to a grants award event. And I was so touched. I wasn't sure what I was walking into. It was like a last minute invitation for me as the chef. And so I got there, and there were like 22 nonprofit organizations that were receiving grants. And to be able to hear what each one of them was doing in the community was just incredible. And also hear from the Rotary leaders talk about, because they were sponsors for all the different organizations. It was just so incredibly touching that there's so much community support. So that's what we have access to right now. And we wouldn't be able to do this without the volunteers, because as you were saying earlier, providing the level of integrity in our ingredients on a budget it takes a lot.
Yes.
And we also count with incredible volunteers. They donate so much of their own time and energy to be able to offset the cost of what it will be like to have staff. So I think it's just this whole incredible, heart-led configuration of elements that support what we do.
Yeah. And I want to talk about that in terms of community, because
I was just going to say community.
Obviously that is the core of my podcast, is the importance of community and the pieces of a community. And so the volunteers, the both of you, your board, can you speak to the importance of our community and community in general? Yeah.
I was just thinking about this one event that happens every year that just warms my heart. And it's a part of the Pleasanton community of girls that play soccer. It's called Rage, I think. I forget the name.
That's okay.
We can find out afterwards.
Yes, we will.
But every year,
link it.
They choose us as the recipient of this money that they raise. And so we go to this every year, and you see all these girls, all ages, wearing their little pink skirts, and they have to run first. And then they all sit down, and we get to tell them, about what this is, how this is helping our recipients. And they are, things like that in the community. Right. There's a number of places that we like, that we money is raised for us by the community with events like there's Laugh in a Glass, for example, and it's at a winery in Livermore. And on Friday nights, the owner sponsors a nonprofit. And so I think once a month, I think, people that are there, they hear about us. And so to me, it's really seeing how we're getting more and more people are learning about us. And this is important because, we feel that we could have more recipients, and we want people to know about this good work.
Right. Yeah. And I think, we are very blessed in the community, this Tri-Valley community that we live in, that, as the word spreads about what you're doing and the work that you're doing, people want to help. And I've found that, once they're educated about it, there are so many people in this world that are good and that want to get behind something like Culinary Angels, where you're making such a big impact on the most vulnerable of our community. Because it can touch, cancer sadly can touch any of us at any time, So, I always talk about like the immense health benefits of giving back and how it reduces our stress and boosts our mood as the person giving back. Can you talk about something that surprised you in terms of what you're getting in return by giving to so many people? Because we rarely think about that as the giver. But I think that when we step back sometimes, and I'll just speak to how I feel, I always leave any place I'm ever volunteering or giving, like with this like crazy boost of energy and excited to do it again. That surprises me in a way, even if it's the saddest thing, which cancer is a very, very sad, thing to watch someone go through.
Yeah. Do you want to speak to that?
I'd say friends. I mean, I didn't know Claudia before or Ellen, and we're all working together in our various ways. I'm not in the kitchen. I'm on the board, but we are all together coming with our various intentions and reasons. Many of the volunteers are survivors. And yeah, I think it's just a natural reaction to feel part of this group and feel that a warm feeling from the work, for sure.
Yeah, that is definitely one of the biggest factors for me. And what I see as I'm hearing you and I'm, checking in to see what is it. Because I feel so energized after a full day in the kitchen. I go home and I cook. Like,
You'd think you'd want to sleep.
Yeah. And my partner says like, aren't you tired? Like I'm still in my shirt and my everything. And I'm like chopping and mixing and like, what else can I do here? And he's like, well, I'll do the dishes. And that's great.
Very sweet.
But I think I really believe that because of everything that we're experiencing as a collective, there's so much division. In here, we're all the same. And we all there's no top, bottom. I am right there with them, hands on, and asking, what do you think? And of course, we have a certain level of ability to guide, and we have a certain sense of the vision and how to get there. But we are all the same.
Yes.
You can have a former CEO doing the dishes.
Which we do.
But we don't even know.
Right.
We just know that we're all there doing this wonderful thing, and we really get to respect and love each other without even knowing the thing that divides us, right? Race, culture, age, nothing. We're all people doing something wonderful. And we talk about that in the kitchen. Like, let's just be present with our breath, what we're doing, the colors, the scent, and what else we can do here to make this better, more intentional. And let's think about our recipients that tomorrow night they're going to be sitting at their dinner table, having a break from their challenge, receiving these meals. And all of a sudden it's our hearts unite, all of us together in this beautiful alchemical process, taking, ingredients and turning them into these bundles of loving, nurturing meals.
Yeah.
A hug.
Yeah, I love it.
In the bag.
No, it's true. And I can feel that love, and I appreciate, was a hard question. I appreciate you guys sharing that, because the humanity of it is truly what should bring us all together in good in the world, and not all the other things. And so I just get so excited to think about these patients eating that meal. Like, if you really think about that, like, whether they're sitting with their caregiver or their kids, or even if they're alone, and this is the one thing that they know someone was thinking of them and loving them and giving them this gift, is just, if we could all keep that in our heart every day when we walk through this crazy world,
And
how
they put
special.
edible flowers. Come on.
I like
Right?
some edible flowers in my food. No, that's beautiful. Because it is
such a
really the
thing.
presentation
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
food as well. Like, food can be very beautiful. We don't sometimes think about it that way, and we just shove it in our mouth and whatever when we're going in our busy lives. But to take a moment and actually enjoy what we put in our bodies, I think is also, in general, not just for cancer patients, but for all of us, we should take a moment to do that, and slow down a little bit.
Yeah, and really, really be in the moment, enjoying this incredible gift of, I think the ultimate volunteer is Mother Nature. She gives so generously, unconditionally. She doesn't say, you get it, you don't get it. It's like everybody the same at the same time and more. There's always something coming. And that we can take a moment, right, to sit down and just feel into that, feel into our bodies. And that's part of our nutrition empowerment approach, is also to post on our website the mindfulness, the intentionality of sitting down. And
We should add that to our bags in some way. Ask them to take some deep breaths before they eat.
No, but breath work is very important in general, I'm sure, in their journey. But like, right before you're going to eat and shove all the food in your mouth, hopefully you're going to stop and say, let me just slow down and take a bite of this food and enjoy it and understand the flavors, like you mentioned, which I love so much.
And the colors, looking at the color, there's so much life that is happening that we miss because we are worried or we're stressed out. And I'm not minimizing the reasons, there's true reasons for that. And we can also take a moment to be. And I always like to say that, the saying, we are what we eat, is so right. And we are also how we eat, because that opens up the digestive system to really receive these nutrients. And then the body can do what the body is meant to do with them a lot more effectively, and also eliminate what the body doesn't need anymore a lot more effectively as well. So there's so many layers here that are influenced by not only the food that we put in our bodies, but how we do that. And also how the foods are cooked. And we bring that into the food operation, is how all that love that goes into creating these bundles of nourishing love. So yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful. So, you've both chosen to put your time, your energy into this organization. Is there one particular moment over, you can share how many years you've been involved, that really touched you? All of this has, I want to come out and cook with you guys after just talking for 20 minutes. So I can feel it. But was there a moment where you're like, this is where I need to be, this is what I need to be doing? And if you could share, that would be great. I'm sure there's many, but.
Well, for me, it was just meeting Lisa early on. I read about the organization in the Alamo Times. And so my background is I'm a chef as well.
Oh, okay.
And I was the executive chef at John Muir Health System. So I had this desire to continue after I retired. And so I read about this and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is exactly, what I would like to be doing. So I reached out and I met Lisa. And then I met Claudia. And then I went to one of the farms that the whole thing was just the initial meeting of people is what totally made me realize I wanted to help in some way.
Yeah.
Oh, I have so many moments.
Pick one.
But We don't know our recipients.
Okay.
That information remains private.
Okay.
And I think that's so wonderful, right? It's part of giving unconditionally. And I've had a couple of instances in which I met recipients, and it was random. It wasn't intended, and to hear from them how they were touched.
Yeah.
And also, it makes me emotional, but like they didn't know that we didn't know who we were cooking for.
Oh, that's fascinating.
So to say, wow, I didn't know.
Right.
And they're like, oh my gosh, you didn't know. So it's that moment. And just to really feel how much what we all did together as a community was a big part of how they felt love through the challenge, that someone cared.
Yeah. It is a really
It's so
such a
touching.
selfless act. And I do think it all comes down to the people you are serving with, the people you are serving for. And I think when we're around inspiring people like the both of you, I know for me, sitting here with you is like such a blessing and a gift, because you are doing the work in our community that makes our community move and grow and love and, you know, makes us feel blessed and all the really more important things that keep us going, you know? And so to be around and in your orbit, I can imagine when you are all cooking together and together at a board meeting, and you all share this common love of these patients that you don't even know is just such an honor and a gift. And it's honestly a very rare gift to have inside of you that you give so selflessly. So I'm sure everyone thanks you, but I'm thankful for you just in the world. So at the end of every episode, I always ask my guests these 3 questions. So I'm going to ask both of you these 3 questions. So the first question is, what does it mean to you to be a community change maker, Alison?
My passion has always been the power of good food and healing. So the fact that we are not only reaching the recipients, but think of there's 150 volunteers that we are influencing the way they eat. So for me, and the fact that the farmers are involved, it's a whole wraparound this nonprofit of reaching so many people about the importance of healthy eating.
Yeah. And what a ripple effect too, I know, you do treat children as well, but when, let's say, an adult has cancer and their caregivers are learning, and then they pass that on to their children or their neighbors, or, honestly, that ripple effect of teaching how important this nutrition is, not just during their journey, but maybe they'll want to share it with someone else, after the fact. So I do think it is just such a continuous effect that you have on so many people. So Claudia, what does it mean to you to be a community change maker?
Great question. It really, to me, means utilizing my privilege and my resources, my energy, and my capacity to be an agent of positive change.
Yeah.
In whatever way. Like, I have this incredible opportunity through Culinary Angels right now. And it's that and so much more in every interaction throughout the day.
Yeah. So, secondly, how has helping others impacted your own well-being? Maybe you want to start, Claudia.
Well, I have, just even talking about this, I feel such joy, and joy is so healthy.
Yes. We should all have more joy, right? We should all try to have more joy.
It's great for my health and well-being. And also it energizes me, and it allows me to have more ideas, solutions, perspectives, even for my own boundaries, saying like, oh, okay, so I need to take a break so I can continue being this out there in the world.
Yeah. And I think as women, boundaries are, not to go on a digression here, but boundaries are important. I mean, we're giving a lot of ourselves. And I think we always just by nature. Most of us want to give more, and sometimes we do have to put some parameters on it, especially now that you guys are growing to 5 meals. You're going to need to put some parameters on your own, time and energy. But in general, I think that is a beautiful thing. Yeah. So Alison, how has helping others impacted your well-being?
Well, given that this is, as I mentioned, this mission has been my life for over 40 years, the opportunity to be able to continue as a retired woman, to continue with what my passion was, to be able to offer some wisdom, some expertise, if ever it was asked for.
I'm sure.
And these young women, they welcome me.
Yes.
And so that's a great thing for retired people to be able to continue, with the things that they're important to them.
Yeah. And to feel like you're still having the impact maybe when you were younger. And I think, again, another little tangent is that as women, we need to realize that into our older age, we actually probably have more impact. We have more knowledge. And, I think any of the younger generation, if you're not going after that knowledge and those older women and being around them, you're missing out. You are missing out because you have so much to give for so long. And so I can appreciate how that would feel so great and just, something that would energize you and make you feel healthy. Yes. And lastly, what's one small act of kindness my listeners can incorporate in their daily lives? And there's so many, but just pick one.
Well, I'm going to start.
Okay.
When we hear kindness, the tendency, in my opinion, is to think about being kind to others. I would say taking a moment to be kind to ourselves and just taking a breath. And there's so much that we can have access to when we give ourselves grace. And give ourselves the opportunity to be struggling, to be stressed out, to need support. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that self-grace we forget about a lot. And when we're thinking about ourselves, when we're even a giver like the both of you, I think our tendency is to give outward. And I think we owe it to ourselves to give inward as well, Okay, Alison, what's one small act of kindness that you think our listeners should incorporate in their daily lives?
I have to say that what Claudia said is exactly what I would say. Just, if what we're doing could be an example, an opportunity to be thankful for your life. I mean, the fact that you have your life, that you have the opportunity to nourish your body. And so just take that.
Yeah. Sit in that
Take
for a
that
second.
opportunity,
Yes. Yeah. And really recognize it. I think that would bring a lot of joy and happiness to a lot of people, because I think sometimes the tendency is to look at what we don't have. And if we could just take a breath and look at all the blessings that we do have, I think we would be able to give more, we'd have more joy. So I love that. Thank you for sharing that. So could you share with our listeners if they want to volunteer or donate or request a meal or spread the word, what's the best way to do that?
Oh, go to our website.
Okay.
Yeah, culinaryangels.org. Everything is there. I believe that there are buttons on the homepage if you want to donate, if you want to volunteer. Since we are expanding, we need more of everything.
Yeah. Okay, great. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And then could you just share the date of your 10-year anniversary party if somebody wanted to come or donate, if you guys know it? If not, I can link
October 11th, I think.
Yes, from 5 to 8:30.
Okay.
At Concannon Winery.
Beautiful.
It's going to be beautiful.
Okay.
And I believe that tickets are for sale now already.
I'm not sure.
Okay, but go to the website.
Yeah,
Yes,
go
the
to the website.
website will
It's there.
definitely
Yeah.
be posting that. Yeah.
Claudia, Alison, thank you so much for being
Thank
here
you.
today.
Thank you.
I really appreciate what you do and for sharing your story with my listeners.
Well, I have to say that this opportunity, it made me even more grateful for, talking to you.
Yes.
It's wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing your stories.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Coming to fill up my cup.
Thank you for listening to the Savvy Giving Gal podcast. I hope it sparks a desire in you to dedicate even a small slice of your life to uplifting others. If you love this episode, please share it with a friend and hit the subscribe button. You can follow me on Instagram at Savvy Giving Gal or visit my website, savvygivinggal.com. Remember, when we give together as a community, we not only change the lives around us, we strengthen our own health and well-being too.